Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle. So today we are using the new Gina K Designs hand-picked flower bundle and the new gel pens. If you watched the Crop and Create mega vlog last week, you'll know that I mentioned these gel pens, and it was kind of funny because in that video I said I didn't really think I'd ever feature them in a video, only to promptly come up with this idea and upload this one this week. So I did get this bundle as part of the Crop and Create event, but now, as of Tuesday, as of Tuesday, they it is now available for everyone. So I thought, why not post this video this week? This is a little bit inspired by what we did in Gina's class, a little bit inspired by me wanting to play with the gel pens, and just wanting to play with this bundle some more. Because if you watch the vlog, you know that I didn't do this class live, but I was really feeling inspired by this stamp set, and I decided that I wanted to do something with it this week, especially now that it's available for everyone. So, in Gina's class, because I did Gina's class before I filmed this video, just to kind of give myself a chance to get familiar with the stencils and stuff before I made an official video on it. And in her class, we did, what she did, had us do whatever, is stamp our image, that's what I was trying to say, with a light color ink, and then stencil it and then stamp over it again with a dark color ink. And that's kind of what inspired this video, but we're going to do something a little bit different. So what I've done is I've stamped the big floral image from the set in softstone ink, I'm pretty sure is what I chose to use. You're not going to see the lines when I'm done, and that's kind of the point. We're going for a little bit of a weird no-line coloring thing, but also not, because we're going to draw different lines in. So I stamped that in like I said, in softstone ink. I already said that. And now I'm going to use the different layering stencils to line them, or coloring stencils. They're not really layering stencils. I'm going to use the different coloring stencils to color in the image. And those lines are going to disappear. I'm still going to be able to see them, but they're going to disappear also. Now I'm debating if I use softstone or whisper to stamp that. I can't remember now. But I know I was debating between the two, and I'm not sure which. I want to say maybe I decided on whisper looking at it on the camera right now. Anyway, so I am just going to color them in. I just have a couple different ink colors. I went with a pink and purple, or pink and blue theme for this one. There's a few things I wish I would have done different with where I colored which flowers. I knew I wanted the smaller flowers to be blue. Kind of wish I would have brought in a purple or something for the smaller, I'm not sure if they're roses or carnations. I'm not very good with flowers, but I know I like them. So I would have done these, although I did do them in a different, I would have changed one of them to purple, I think, instead of keeping both of the smaller flowers. That one I know is bubblegum pink, and I'm pretty sure the big flower is medium carnation, and then I know the two blue flowers are blue raspberry. And I will have to go back and check the colors, but I'm pretty sure they'll be right in the description down below. So I knew those were the colors I was kind of feeling that day. So hopefully that is correct. And then the other cool thing I wanted to mention about these coloring stencils, I think, is that we have this really big floral. I don't think I ever actually show you the stamp set in this video, which is not very good YouTuber of me. But the cool thing is that they not only color the very large image that I'm doing here, but they also color in the smaller images. There's individual versions of these flowers too. There's also a die set, which really gives you a lot of fun opportunities for doing different techniques and stuff. You could do some really fun spotlight coloring stuff, and there's a lot you can do with this bundle, and I doubt this will be the last time you see it, because I really like it. It's definitely one of my more favorite things that I've gotten out of an SAT box. Although Gina's background stamp from last time was really cool, which I still haven't done anything with on this channel, and I really need to do that. Because I just sent out a card I made from last year. Well, I'm sending one out after I film this. So we're just stenciling. You guys know how this works. You line up the stencil with the lines and color over them. You can do some really cool things. Like in my brain, I had this idea that I was going to add some darker green to the leaves. But because I hadn't really done that with the flowers, I was like, you know what? We're just going to keep it simple. And what we're getting to that I really want to show you is going to add a lot to this card. And I don't know, this is definitely going to go. I have a little folder on my computer. If you guys were around end of the year last year, you guys know I did a little like my 10 favorite cards from the year thing on Instagram, and I have a folder on my computer saved that is essentially me starting that. So any card that I make that I really, really like, I'm putting in that folder, and then I'm going to go through it and narrow it down to the top 10, and this one is going in that folder for sure. So you can also see at the top there, I just wanted to point this out, I didn't mask off my stencil very well, but at this point I wasn't sure if I was going to die cut this or if I was going to crop it or what I was going to do. I knew this, but this is a 6x6 panel, so it was very much too big to just put on a card, because I was going for an A2 size card here. And so I knew I was going to crop it down, so I wasn't too worried about where my stencil where I over stenciled a little bit and came off the edge of my stencil, but excuse me. But if that's something you are worried about, you can just mask off the corners and whatever, and then you won't have that issue. You can see it right at the top of the screen there. So now here we are, adding what I thought was cool. So originally, my plan was to, when I first started like coming up with this card in my head, I wanted to use the glitter gel pens to just like add little accents in the flowers. And then after I started thinking about it, I was like, what if I like actually did the outline in the sparkly? Like, how cool would that be? So that's what I did. And basically, I'm just taking the gel pens, so they don't match perfectly to the ink colors that I used, but what I did is I grabbed the closest color, so the blue, the pink, the green gel pens, and I just started tracing over those really light lines. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess with how much I've been working with these gel pens and say that even if you stamp this in black or a darker color, the gel pens would probably still cover it up, and you'd probably be fine. But I liked the idea of stamping it in the lighter color, and it's easy enough for me to see. So that worked out. This was the part I was the most worried about, was the rosy type flowers, because the centers are so intricate. So getting in, I was worried about getting all the details and like where the lines are really small in the center, but honestly, I think it came out really well. You can definitely tell that they're hand-drawn lines. I think, like, especially in some of the blue flowers and stuff, like, you can see where, like, my pen skipped a little bit, and I had to go back over and didn't get it, like, perfectly straight. This is the first time I'm using a lot of these colors, so they're not necessarily, like, flowing super well yet, but I will say once you really get the gel pens going, they go very, very well. Once you get them started, they're gonna work well for you. And like I said, I've been loving them. I had cards to send out, and I've been using them to address all my envelopes, write all my notes in my cards, and I still have not ordered a second set of them, and I need to do that. But I'm filming this, and there was a release earlier this week, so I might have to add some to my cart when I go shopping. So well, you knew that. I just told you the stamp set came out on Tuesday. Like, you knew that there was a release this week. Whatever. So, anyway, I'm just drawing over the lines. That's all I'm doing. I'm just taking the sparkly gel pen and drawing over the lines. And it doesn't give me, like, a super solid, like, no-line coloring look, because I'm not matching my colors perfectly, per se. And I'm not using the sort of coloring techniques that I would normally do on a no line coloring thing, which you guys know I'm not a big no line coloring fan anyway, but still, it kind of gives me a faux no line coloring effect, and I think that's really fun. And I just like, I'm trying to catch the sparkle on camera, but like catching sparkles on camera is kind of tricky, but it just, I don't know, I just really like this, and I think it's a really cool card and how it came out. And like this part especially, because some of the stems and the leaves and stuff like don't color in for the stencil, like they're just meant to be solid when you stamp them. And I was able to go through and add this green sparkly gel pen, and really the green brings it all together. Like it looks a little funky until you add the green in, then it looks much better. So I'm just gonna go over all the leaves, and that's really it, honestly. Like that's the technique. It's just take your sparkly gel pens. You could, I'm trying to decide in my head if you could try it with a sparkly marker, and I don't know if it would go as well. I think it would also, now that I'm thinking about this and I'm like in my head going through like all the other gel pens and stuff I had in my craft room, and I have a couple of the glaze pens, and that might be kind of fun too, because that would make the lines like pop a little bit more. If you're not trying to highlight your coloring, then that could be kind of fun. I've also been thinking I really want to heat emboss this image because I think it's really pretty, and I think like in a gold heat emboss situation it would be really gorgeous. But I'm also kind of thinking now, like if you had a gold shimmery or a gold metallic gel pen, you could do something like this and avoid the mess of like heat embossing, or silver or something. Now I kind of want to go try it. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Keep an eye on Instagram. If I try it, I will post it on Instagram. But I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that this weekend. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Or if you try it, like post it somewhere and tag me, and or let me know in the comments and give me a link to it, and I wanna see. Although unless you were at SCT, you probably don't have this bundle yet. But you can try it with something else. It doesn't have to be this bundle. So now I'm going to try to find how I want to cut this. And I will admit, at one point, I very much thought I wanted to just like use the die set, because there is a die that cuts out that whole image. And I thought that's what I wanted to do. But then I was looking at it and I was like, I kind of also like the white background already. And I realized if I die cut it, all I was going to do was put it on another white background. So, because I really wanted the colors to like stand out. So I sort of decided to just go for it and crop it, basically, rather than like die cut the actual image. I don't know why that tripped me up so much there. Now all I'm going to do is I still wanted something in the background, and basically I'd picked out a plain rectangle, and then after the fact was like, oh, this would have been really pretty on a scalloped rectangle too. But I also didn't have a scalloped rectangle that was the size I wanted it to be. So I was like, okay, I know, like, they were all too big, and I was still trying to like crop out that part at the top where I hadn't like masked the stencil well. And so I was kind of trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, well, I'll make that panel smaller, which did cut off some of my leaves, but that's okay. And then add this scalloped rectangle. So I just grabbed a piece of pink paper. It very much looks like Gina K Dusty Rose to me, but I think I got it out of my like, I don't know what color this is pile, so I don't know if it's actually that or if it is a piece of Dusty Rose that just got put in the wrong spot. Because I'm not so organized with my paper, but I did just ask, my birthday is in a couple months, and I just asked my dad to get me some new paper storage. I'm trying to get it from Stamp and Storage, so it's expensive, so I don't know if he'll go for it, but if he doesn't go for it, I'm gonna start like working towards getting it and redoing my paper storage, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. So anyway, I decided last minute, I think that my original plan was actually to turn this into a birthday card, but then what ended up happening is I realized I needed an anniversary card like right away. So I ended up deciding to make this into an anniversary card again, and I still have not gotten anything, any other anniversary options as far as stamps and dies go, and that's kind of what I needed for this card. So I'm using my old cake toppers stamp set again for this anniversary card. Like I said, I've gotten really good about birthday cards, and I'm trying to add anniversary cards for like my family and some of my really close friends into the mix. So we're working on that. So I have to order. I think Gina just came out with a nice anniversary set, so I think I'm gonna get that maybe. And then I have my eye on one other thing, but it's discontinued. But I think my local store has it, and I've just been trying to find the time to get out there to try and get it. So hopefully soon. And then I'm decided to heat emboss it, because again, I was thinking kind of about heat embossing with this whole thing, and decided, I feel like it. So, and I thought the silver would look really nice. So I'm just heat embossing this with silver. So I stamped it, and I think I used the Gina K embossing ink. I think that's what I saw myself do. And then same thing, her embossing powder as well. And then I'm heating it up and melting it, and I forgot to heat up my heat gun first, so it was a little bit weird, but it's okay. You heat up your heat gun first, like let it run for a couple seconds, and then heat up your paper. It works better, I promise. And I'm not even a good heat embossing person, so really maybe you shouldn't take my advice on that one, but it does help if you let it heat up a little bit beforehand. So now we're just going to die cut that, because that's very handy. And then, where's my die? Oh, because I'm going to get my mini intricate out. And I think I had it hiding. Oh no, I did use the big one. Why did I not use my mini for that? I know I'm using my mini in another video. I think it's next week's video. But I also just want to share really quick. One thing I've learned about the mini intricate is it does do a whole lot better with smaller, less intricate dies than, so like if you're cutting very, very intricate dies, like if I was going to die cut that whole floral, although I don't think it would fit in the mini anyway, but if I was going to die cut that whole floral, I would not do it. I would do it in my big one. Wow. You can tell it's getting to the end of the video. Alright, so now we're just going to add, I decided that it needed some fun little embellishments, because, I don't know, I just love putting these, like, little rhinestones on these anniversary cards, or these big floral cards. I just think it adds a little something to it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure these are all frozen rhinestones, but I got them from somebody in a mixed jar, and that's just what they look like to me. So I'm not really for sure where they're from, but that's the closest thing that I have, like, in my brain that matches those. So that's what I think they are. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. Pretty confident in that. So I've started using, I don't remember if I talked about this in another video. I know I was going to, and I'm pretty sure this is not the first video that I've talked about this in, but I've started using I also do a very, very tiny little bit of diamond painting. It's not something I do. I mean, I have like 2 paintings that I haven't finished yet, and they're just like sitting there, and they've been sitting there for a long time. And then I have finished a few, but I have a lot of trays and stuff and whatever from all of them, because each one comes with them, and I thought that it would be a cool idea to use them for embellishments, because you can like shake, the whole concept is you shake them, and then it'll like straighten them out for you to make them easier, and like put them right side up usually, so that it's easier to grab them. And it's been working really well. That tray that I'm using is not my favorite tray, and the lines in it are very small, so it doesn't always work the best, but still, it does help a lot. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this technique. I thought it was kind of fun and different. A little twist on no line coloring, if you will, and a fun way to use your gel pens and things like that. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will see you again soon, and have a crafty day.